I'm 74 years old, and I need to tell you something I should have said 40 years ago. I'm not broke, but I'm not free either. And the difference between those two things is about $1 million that I'll never see. The money didn't disappear. Nobody stole it. I didn't lose it in some scam. I just never made it. Because for 40 years, every choice I made felt responsible at the time. 2 years ago, my phone rang at 6:47 in the morning. Jack was dead. Heart attack. He was 72. We'd worked together for 35 years at the same plant. Same shift, same dreams about retirement. He died 3 months before his retirement date. He'd just bought an RV with his wife. Had the Alaska trip planned for August. I went to the funeral. Stood there looking at that closed casket. His wife kept saying, "We were so close. We were finally going to live." And something inside me just broke, because I realized Jack and I had spent 35 years saying the exact same thing. Someday, when we retire, when we have time, That night I couldn't sleep. I got up around 2:30 a.m. and sat at my kitchen table. It was cold. I hadn't turned up the heat. Just me and this pile of papers, bank statements, retirement accounts, mortgage documents. My hands were shaking. My calculator kept running out of tape. By 4 a.m., I had the number. If I'd made different choices, not perfect, just different, I'd have $1.2 million more than I have right now. I'm 74, still working part-time. Not because I want to, because I have to. Jack never got to retire. I got to retire, but I can't afford to live. I don't know which is worse. Let me take you back. 1983. I'm 32 years old, just got promoted. $52,000 a year. Felt like all the money in the world. Here's what I should have done. Taken 10% of that paycheck and put it straight into an index fund. Never touched it. You know what that would be worth now? Over $800,000. But I didn't do that because I thought I had time. I was 32. Retirement was forever away. So instead, I bought a newer car, upgraded the house, got a boat. Every single time I told myself I'll start saving seriously next year. Next year never came. And here's the thing nobody tells you. Saving money and building wealth are not the same thing. I thought I was being responsible. My dad had told me, save money, don't take risks. Keep it where you can see it. So I was a good saver. Always had $15,000, $20,000 in the bank. Felt safe. That $20,000 I saved in 1990. It's worth about $37,000 today sitting in savings accounts. But if I'd put that same money in the stock market, just a basic S&P 500 fund, it'd be worth $186,000 right now. I didn't lose $149,000. I chose not to make it. Every dollar I kept safe was choosing poverty over wealth. I made that choice every single day for 30 years. My neighbor Tom started investing $200 a month when he was 25. By 65, he had $1.3 million. I started seriously investing at 47. I'll never catch him because you can't buy back time. I remember one Thanksgiving when I was 45. I just bought a new truck, a nice one, leather seats, the works. My dad pulled me aside in the driveway. He looked at that truck for a long time. Then he said, "Son, you're making good money now, but are you keeping any of it?" I laughed, actually laughed at him, told him I was doing fine. We'd worry about savings later. There was time. He died 3 years after that conversation, 71 years old, worked 44 years and retired at 67 with $47,000 in savings. $47,000. He spent those 4 retirement years worried about money every single day. I followed his exact advice and got his exact results because he grew up in the Depression and taught me, don't risk money, keep it in the bank, avoid the stock market. It's the advice that kept 3 generations of my family working until we died. My neighbor, Tom's dad, taught him to invest early and live below his means. Tom taught his kids the same thing. His daughter retired at 53. My kids are 48 and 46, and they're both still worried about retirement because I taught them what my dad taught me. I didn't just ruin my financial life, I ruined theirs. At 49, I paid off my mortgage early, owned my house free and clear. Everyone congratulated me. I felt like I'd won. What I didn't understand was that I'd taken every extra dollar for 17 years, money that could have been growing at 10% in the market, and locked it in my house, appreciating at 3% a year. The real cost of that decision, about $340,000. Our kids left home when I was 52 and 54. Suddenly, it was just me and my wife rattling around in this 4-bedroom, 2,800 square foot house. One night, my wife came into the kitchen while I was paying bills. She sat down across from me, said, "We don't need all this space anymore." Her voice was quiet, careful, like she'd been thinking about it for months but was afraid to say it. I didn't even look up from the bills, just said, "This is our home. I worked my whole life for this house." She was quiet for a minute. Then she said, "I know, but what if we could sell it, take the equity, move somewhere smaller and actually have money to travel, to live?" I looked at her then. She had this expression, hope, maybe, or just tiredness. And I said, "Downsizing is what people do when they can't afford their lives. That's not us." She never brought it up again. We stayed in that house for 15 more years, paying thousands every month to heat and cool rooms we never used. If we downsized at 55, we'd have pocketed $120,000 in equity and cut our monthly expenses by $1,800. Over 15 years, that's over $400,000 we just burned. $400,000 because my pride mattered more than my wife's. And all that time I kept saying, when we retire, and someday, and once we have time. Jack said it too. We all said it. Someday we'll travel. Someday we'll actually live. Jack's someday never came. I'm 74 now. I'm healthy enough. Some arthritis, blood pressure pills. But I'm not who I was at 55. At 55, my wife and I could have hiked mountains, could have backpacked through Europe, could have done all the things we said we'd do when we had time. But we didn't have the money. Now we have a little more money, and my knees hurt. My wife has trouble walking long distances. That trip to Europe she wanted. We probably can't do it anymore. Not the way she dreamed. Last month, I was at the grocery store. Saw this couple in their 50s, fit, laughing, loading camping gear. And I wanted to grab them and say, "Go now. Don't wait. Your 70-year-old self can't do what you can do today." Standing in my kitchen at 4 a.m. after Jack's funeral, looking at 40 years of choices I can't undo, I finally understood. I thought I was being responsible. I thought I had time. Next year, someday, when we're secure, when we retire. I'm 74 years old. I made choices that cost me $1.2 million and 40 years of freedom. I can't get those years back. Can't undo the money I was too afraid to invest. Can't give my wife back the voice I wouldn't listen to. Can't bring Jack back and tell him to quit at 65 and take that trip. But if you're watching this and you're in your 30s or 40s or even your 50s, you still have time. Open that retirement account tonight. Increase your 401k by even 2%. Stop upgrading your lifestyle every time you get a raise. Listen to your spouse when they tell you what they actually want. And if you have someone in your life who needs to hear this, someone who keeps saying next year or someday, send this to them. Because someday is the lie that ruins everything. I don't have much time left to share these truths, but I needed you to hear this one. Don't take 40 years to learn what cost me everything. You think you have time. You don't.